I don't believe in coincidences. There are no coincidences with God, and this video popping up for you guys is not a coincidence. Something happened to me this morning that needed to happen. Who am I to question God's timing and why it happened this morning and not yesterday or tomorrow or last year or 10 years ago? I don't know, but it happened how it happened and it resonated. And because we're all human beings in this life and we all go through similar emotions and ask similar questions, I know it's going to resonate and hit home with some of you lot as well. And just like God used this person this morning to give me this revelation, he's now using me to give it to you. And that's what this video is. So here goes nothing. This morning, we went out for breakfast, me and Freddie. We're currently on a road trip. This is the final stop off of the road trip. Tomorrow, we leave the car and we go our separate ways. If you haven't been watching along, I've been on a road trip with my German friend Freddie, who I met at the hostel on day 1 here of me being in South Africa. And we've just been on I think it's been 12 days, and today is the final day. And this morning, we got breakfast. We wanted to go somewhere nice, get a lovely coffee breakfast, because we had a long driving trip ahead of us to where we are tonight, which is the final night. And we went for breakfast this morning and we was waiting in line because it was really busy, but we finally got there and I ordered myself, if you're interested, an iced coffee and a bacon and sausage baguette. Unbelievable, both of them, by the way. But the coffee came. The waitress asked me for my order. I gave it to her. 10 minutes later, the coffee and the food came. And I was drinking my coffee. I was sipping my coffee, I was putting my coffee down. Me and Freddie were talking. I was looking out at the ocean. It was all just fine and dandy. But then I realised that under my coffee, on the little tissue that the coffee is on, there was a message. Someone had wrote a message on this tissue. And on that message it said, God has made you different for a reason. And I stopped drinking my coffee and I looked at this message and I picked it up. I've even got a photo of it actually. God made you different for a reason. It's like this message was speaking directly to me. And this message, believe it or not, is exactly what I needed. Why? Because I'm the type of person who gets carried away with different lifestyles, different phases in life, and I look at different walks of life and I love the idea of it all. But sometimes the problem is with liking all of these different walks of life and wanting to try different things and wanting to go down different phases, you sometimes lose track with the actual path that you're on. For me, that path is building my relationship with God and going out and spreading the gospel. That's why I wear these t-shirts, wear the gospel. That's why I am a life coach, because I feel the best way to go out and make the world a better place is by helping one person at a time. That's the mission that I'm on. The mission that I'm on with my YouTube is to document my journey and share the lessons that I learn along the way. But sometimes I can lose touch with that. Sometimes I can lose track. Sometimes I can be lazy. Sometimes I can sit around and think, you know what? You know, I've worked hard. I've now got this life coaching business. I'm fully qualified. I'm building all of this up. But sometimes I can get comfortable. Sometimes I can put my hand up and sometimes I can get comfortable. And this message today said to me, God has made you different for a reason. He's made me me. He's given my uniqueness. He's given me my authenticity in order to go out and do my mission and go on my mission, but as I would, as God wants me to do it. That is to be true to who I am and make sure that my actions align with who I truly am. Because if your actions don't align with who you are deep down, you're going to feel lost. You're going to lack confidence. You're going to feel anxious and you're going to be confused in life. Because you're not going to be set and secure on the path that you are on. So that message for me was a big reminder of why I'm doing what I'm doing, why I'm in Africa, why I'm traveling, why I'm writing my books, why I'm life coaching, why I'm doing all of this. Is to spread the good news of the Lord and to help people and to change people's lives one by one. It's not to get lost in the noise. It's not to get lost on social media, on TikTok, on Instagram, on YouTube. It's not to look at the likes, the comments, the views. It's not to focus on the money. It's to make sure that the motivation behind what I'm doing stays true with what it is, and that is Jesus Christ. The perfect example and parable from the Bible is the parable of Peter. The parable of Peter, when he met Jesus on the water and Jesus walked towards him on the water. Peter was with the disciples. There was a big storm on the boat. It was raining, the waves were massive, and out of nowhere Jesus Christ comes on the water. And he says to Peter, Peter, get out on the water and walk towards me. So that's what Peter did. He got out, he started walking towards Jesus, and he was walking on the water. But then, all of a sudden, Bang, Peter takes his eyes off of the Lord somewhere else, because he starts looking at the waves, he starts looking at the rain, he starts looking at the thunder, and he starts worrying. And then he starts drowning. And then he starts shouting, Jesus, Jesus, save me, save me, save me. But then Jesus goes, oh, thee little of faith, puts out his hand, pulls Peter out of the water. The moral of the story is as soon as Peter took his eyes off of Jesus, he started sinking. He started sinking because he took his eyes off of the mission, off of the thing that he was put on this world and destined to do. His goals, his mission, Jesus Christ, making the world a better place, going out and spreading the good news. He took his eyes off of the Lord. He lost faith for that second, and so he started sinking. This note this morning, God has made you different for a reason, was my reminder that I am in the water. I am in the water, and things aren't going to be easy. There's going to be thunderstorms, there's going to be rain, and sometimes your eyes, my eyes, can sway away from the end goal, can sway away from the mission, can sway away from God. And then you start sinking. And over the last few weeks, I felt that. I felt like I've been sinking a little bit. And this note today was my reminder that God has made me different for a reason, and he has put me in that water for a reason. Me and you, we're in the water. When you make that decision to go on this journey in life, whatever it is, you start that business, you want to get closer to God, your relationship, you've got kids, whatever it is, you've got this path now. Once you put yourself in that water, there's no going back. It's either you go and finish off what you started, or you start sinking. You have to keep moving, people. You have to keep moving in life. And God has made you for a specific reason. He's made you unique. He's given you authenticity in order to go out with your gifts and make the world a better place with who you are. So this message is a message to just be unapologetically you. Don't say sorry for who you are. Don't get lost in the noise. You've got a mission. You've got a goal. You know what it is you have to do in order to get to where you need to be. Don't lose sight of that and keep on pushing. It's so easy to get distracted, especially with social media. You've got 20, 21-year-olds, millionaires with cars, girls, parties, all this, all that, with mansions, power, fame, money, views, everything. They're not you. They're on a different path. The Lord has a different plan for them. God has put you here today. Everything in your entire life has led you up to where you are right now. Everything. All the good, all the bad, all the trials, all the tribulations, all the heartache, the guilt, the regret, the mistakes, and everything in between. God has put all of that into your life, and now you are exactly where you are right now watching this video, and you've got a decision to make. God has made you different for a reason, because you are on a different mission to the rest of the people out there. You're not on Jeff's mission. You're not on Sarah's mission. You're not on his or hers or his or hers mission. You are on your mission to do what it is you need to do in the name of God, and don't ever forget that. It's not going to be easy sometimes. Sometimes we're going to go astray. Sometimes our eyes are going to be swayed. Sometimes we're going to fall into temptation. Sometimes we're going to fall into the pleasures, into the passions. But we're not defined by how many times we fall down. We're defined by how many times we can get back up and carry on going. And today was that reminder. Today was my reminder to keep on going. Don't take your eyes off of the Lord. Don't let everything you've done up until now go to waste. Don't let all of the pain, the regret, the mistakes, all the trials and tribulations, all of that go to waste. Use it as fuel and move on. Be a better person. Teach people and show people how to be better. Spread positivity, spread love, spread forgiveness, and bam, spread the gospel and do the good work of the Lord. Today has been day 134 of me making a YouTube video every single day for 365 days and seeing where I end up. And today I'm in Mossel Bay, South Africa, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. God bless.